भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैवं नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्ण। बहुत सिर दर्द हो रहा है मुझे। बहुत सिर दर्द है, पता नहीं। We have to study. We have to study from sloka number 33. बेजार लग रहे हैं। एवं विमृश्य गुणतो मनसस्त्रयवस्था विन्मायया मयि कृता इति निश्चितार्था संचिद्य हार्दमनुमानसदुक्तिर्तीक्ष्ण ज्ञानासिना भजतमाखिल संशयाधिम्.
You should consider how, by the influence of my illusory energy, these three states of the mind caused by the modes of nature have been artificially imagined to exist in me. Having definitely ascertained the truth of the soul, you should utilize the sharpened sword of knowledge acquired by logical reflection and from the instruction of the sages and Vedic literatures to completely cut off the false ego, which is the breeding ground of all doubts. All of you should then worship me, who am situated within the heart.
एवं विमर्श गुणतः मनस्त्रयवस्था मन्मायया मयि कृता इति निश्चितार्थाः संचिद्य हार्दम् अनुमान सदुक्ति तीक्ष्ण ज्ञानासिना भजिता मा अखिल संशय. So till now we have seen in the previous sloka, there are three different kinds of the vrittis. So of the buddhi vrittis. One is a Jagaravastha, second is Swapnavastha, third one is Shushuptavastha. So like this we have three. And in these three avasthas, that means in these three stages, who is common, who is witness? Who is a witness? Soul. Jivatma is a witness. Not the, so we discussed it's not the, so senses are the witness, sir. Their senses are not witnessing. Or otherwise, mind is not witness. So, but the Jivatma is only witness. Okay. So, and also not the so-called sense controlling demigods. Because after getting up from the deep sleep, so I don't know anything, what happened. So this kind of anubhuti experience is there with the only Jivatma, not with any others. So that's why from all of these grounds, so we can conclude that what? So Jivatma is the witness, and it is separate from all these. Jivatma is fixed. So in the Jagrata Avastha, we are seeing the development of the body. There are changes from the childhood to the boyhood. So from there to the adolescence and adult, and like this. So different changes. Body cannot be a witness because it is itself is changing. So who is constant in all these stages? And observer, that is nothing but soul. So that's why now, after giving this much logic, so Krishna is saying that, so one should use this kind of logic, use this logic and understand that I am not body, I am soul, I am witness. And these all changes are there to the subtle and gross bodies, not to me. So if he is also changing, then he cannot be a witness. He is a part of that. So someone is watching Third Empire, he should be not a player of that cricket match. So witness means he should be out from the game. So that's why, so mind, senses all are involved, but who is out from the game? So Jivatma is out from the game. So like this, evam vimrushya gunataha manasaha trayavastha manmaya maikruta iti nishchitarthaha. So that means one has to think, deliberate on this. So deliberate on this. Gunataha ya etaha manasaha trayavastaha taha mad avidyaya maikrutaha na tatvataha santi iti. So nischitya, that means one should know that all these stages are due to what? Due to avidya. Because of avidya only, so I am seeing all these three stages: Jagrata, Swapna, and Sushupti. But actually, I am different from this. So like this, one has to come to the conclusion. So Atma Rupa Artha. So Santi iti Nischita Atma Rupa Artha. So Nischita Artha means Atma Rupa. Atma is the final goal. One has to see that Atma is the final goal, and not the body and the subtle and gross bodies. So like this, and also next what? After understanding this, I am not the body, I am the soul. So by this kind of understanding, what will happen? Yehi te yuyam akila samshayanam adhim. So adhiyante asmin ityadi adirahankarah tam samchidya hardam means hrudisthitam mam bhajata. So what one has to do? So then, so he has to, by this kind of fixed knowledge, Nischitartha means fixing the self, fixing the Atma. That means his intelligence is now fixed on the Atma. Yes, Atma is there. And such a resolute, consciousness is having. So intelligence is having. And Atma Rupa Ardha Yehite Yuyam akila samshayanam adhim. Samshayanam adhim. Adhim means so false ego, the cause. Samshayanam adhim. So adhiyante asmin iti adhir ahankaraha. Samshayanam adhim means false ego. So this false ego has to be is to be left. That means claiming this body, mind, sense, intelligence all as mine. So that kind of false ego has to be out. Now he is what? I am soul. And he cut down his false ego. And this body and whatever relations he completely so left out. And what he has to do? He has to, that such a person has to worship the Lord. To get the final goal, he definitely should worship the Lord. So that's why he's saying, so mam bhajeta. So how to cut this ahankara? So there is a need of sword. There is a need of sword of very sharpened sword. It is made up of what? Gnana kadgaha. It's a sword of knowledge. So how that knowledge is came? Anumanaihi saduktibihi satam upadeshaihi srutibhischa. That means by using the logic, by the teachings of the saduktibihi, that means sadhus, and srutibhihi means by the Vedas. So, by all these three things, so one is getting the gnana khadga. That means so he is able to know this is I am soul. So for that he is using Anumana, so teachings of the sadhus and Vedas. And so by that kind of khadga, so he is cutting. Okay. Any doubt? So that means ultimately what? What is the first, our whole story, where it is began? It began where it began.
Uddhava asking the question to Lord Krishna, how to separate the mind from the sense and the sense object.
Yeah, how to separate the mind from the sense objects. This is the whole story. So why this came?
Then Uddhava asks, then Krishna explained to Uddhava one time
Why it came?
Kumaras, they asked to Lord.
This question, why it came?
Because Krishna had previously concluded the teachings to Uddhava, saying that unless and until one focuses completely out of the bodily concept, he cannot actually become liberated.
In the previous chapter, in this chapter, nothing is
Yeah, it's same now, because after Lord explaining all the step by step, last time Uddhava said, I could not understand, still I didn't understand anything. Then he explained from the impersonal and Om, this all he explained again. And from explaining this, and then Uddhava, he asked how to separate that from the sense object and from the mind from sense object. Then Krishna explained. One time Lord Brahma, the son of Brahma, also asked the same question.
Good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
In yesterday's question regarding the three states of existence for the living entity, which is talking about Jagrati, then Swapna and Sushupti, we understood that the Swapna state is because the mind getting engrossed in vasanas, and the Sushupti because of samskaras. I would like to understand the difference between the two and how these actually influence a living entity. What is the difference between vasana and samskara?
Same. Vasana means no. Vasana means desires.
Okay.
Samskaras means impressions.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So by, like, for example, in the Jagrati state, our senses interact with the sense objects, and thereby we develop liking, disliking, and so on, which is registered within the mind as vasanas, as desires. Is that how I understand, Prabhu? Because the vasanas get, what do you call, this information that which is getting registered is because of the external senses engaging in sense objects. Thereby the mind registers these impressions as vasanas. And at what stage will it actually become samskaras? Does it also have anything to do with the previous life experiences as well? Sorry, Prabhu, if I'm really troubling you, please kindly forgive me.
Yes, Prabhu, you are troubling me. What?
I really beg forgiveness from you.
Okay. Okay. Aprarabdha, Kutam, Bijam, and Prarabdha. Okay. This is a sequence actually. Aprarabdha means what?
Unmanifested sinful reactions.
Unmanifested?
Unmanifested sinful reactions ready to be matured.
Unmanifested. Unmanifested desires means it is some impressions. It means it's impressions. Okay. Those are all collected in the form of collection of this kind of impressions are known as collection. Collection of aprarabdha karma is known as kutam. That means impressions. Whatever the previously you enjoyed, so those impressions are there. Are also impressions, otherwise I can say, so unmanifested, that is karma, is it's like a unmanifested sanchita karma. Actually, it is what is a good word in the Bhakti Rasamrita in the book is Durgam Sangamani Tika. I want. What is that? Kuch nahi. So what is that is given? अच्छा, okay. अभी बोलता हूँ. अरे उसका कुछ नाम है भाई. Accumulated no. Quantum is accumulation actually. Which is not going to give any result. Karma which is not able to give result. कहाँ है वो? माधुरी 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 वेरी अच्छा है. अच्छा मिल गया. कहाँ जाएगा? इंटरेस्ट कहाँ है? क्लेशाग्नि. वेर इज क्लेशाग्नि? हाँ? क्लेशाग्नि कहाँ है भाई? माधुरी के देव सर्च भी नहीं मिलता है. रुको. Prarabdha means so which is already ripened, which is giving the results. That is a prarabdha. Okay. So sanchita pap. Aprarabdha means no,
Which is not yet mature, Prabhu.
which is not yet matured, but which is done in the various lives. You have done various sins. Okay. So all those sins are known as, they are not ready to give any result. They are there. All those are known as aprarabdha. That means their result is not ready to now to get. So okay.
Yeah. So it is like accumulated sins.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
accumulated
then
sins.
kutam so is known as that. So all this, that means in the last one life you killed the tiger. So after 2 lives now you kill the tiger. After the another 2 lives later you kill the tiger. So killing tiger sin is getting accumulated.
Yes, Prabhu.
Getting accumulated, and that is becoming as accumulation of those is known as kutam.
Okay.
Accumulation of sins. They are all present, but those keep on adding. That means one time you drank the tea, some sin happened, and after 1 year later you drank one more time tea. After that, one more time you drank your tea. So like the drinking tea, all those will be, these all sins will accumulated as kutam. So next bijam means, then this is a kutam is a beginning stage. Like this, all are getting accumulated. All these drinking tea sins are accumulated, when they are sufficiently accumulated, then that turn into the desire, bijam. Those has to be keep on accumulated. Accumulation of these is kutam. Once those are all fully accumulated, so that will turn into the form of desire. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
So this desire is cause for the doing the action. So then that action will be leading to the prarabdha. That action is equal to having the reaction. Definitely this action will give the sin also. That means in the drinking tea, so that kind of impression or that kind of karma is there, but also once this action is happened, for this action there is some kind of result will be there. That result is a prarabdha. Maybe your tongue will be cut out because of drinking tea. It means that is a result. Prarabdha means the resultant sin, which is giving the prarabdha means phalam, result. So prarabdha means which is giving the result. Now one is not having the leg by birth. So what is the reason? The reason is prarabdha. That means the sin is fully accumulated and now it giving the result. That means sin is completely accumulated. That is giving the result. That means then the result is prarabdha means phalonmukhi. So that means it gives the result. It's not much explained here, but at least some extent. So now whenever you do the actions, that means sinful actions, so that is giving the some karma, that is nothing but the aprarabdha, and also some kind of impressions also created. If you eat meat, eating meat, this action will definitely give the some sin, and also it will give the some impression. So by doing the bhakti, sin will be also going and impressions also will go. Yes. Impressions is what? They are not giving any reactions, but eating meat, so that activities impressions will be there. That is known as samskara. And but also that is having the sin. And like that, if keep on doing, so that sin is becoming in the form of kutam, then that will lead to the desire. Then after that, you will kill an animal and eat. So then killing animal, that is the action happened. And for that, once the action happened, then we have to get the result of that. वासना के आकार में चित्त में ये गुण रूप से रहते हैं और यथा समय सो भगवान की इच्छा से प्रारब्ध होकर अपने फलों को भोग करते हैं. सो व्हाट इज दैट? ये वासनामय पाप है, वासना के रूप में रहते हैं और प्रारब्ध की पृष्ठभूमि है. वासना के आकार में चित्त में ये गुप्त रूप से रहते हैं और यथा समय में भगवान की इच्छा से ये प्रारब्ध होकर अपने फलों को भोग कराते हैं. इनकी संबंध में, so that means all these are the vasana, desires. These desires, what they are keep on accumulating. Actually, 1 second. So he is once again doing, na. So that means he is getting the desire and he will be doing the action. Action is what? For the drinking tea, he will be drinking one more time tea. So drinking one more time tea, then that is also so accumulated, and that will become kutam, and also that vasana will become even strong. This keep on going, this cycle. But once these vasanas are keep on accumulated, so what is that means whenever desire is coming, so you will be doing the actions. So like this, vasanas are keep on accumulated, different vasanas. So in this way, they will be in the heart. यथा समय, that means भगवान की इच्छा से प्रारब्ध होकर अपने फलों का. These vasanas will give the result. So when they are ripen, they are known as prarabdha. Actually, this is correct. Doing action, result is not. So vasanas are keep on accumulated. गुप्त रूप से रहते हैं और यथा समय भगवान की इच्छा से ये प्रारब्ध होकर अपने फलों को भोग कराते हैं. ये सभी all accumulated vasanas will be accumulated, and that will become a prarabdha. And so since he is every time is drinking, na, so whenever he is getting the desire, so he is drinking the tea, and that is becoming the kutam, and then that is leading to the even further, that means strong vasana. So like this, vasanas are get accumulated. So once that accumulated vasanas, finally, that means every time he is doing the karma also. When that drinking tea many times, so now it went to the mature stage, like smoking. So it went to the mature state. Now lungs failed. Lungs are failed. Lungs are failed is a prarabdha. What will happen? His desire keep on increasing, and he is once again drinking. Then that is accumulated. And those will become kutam once again. Kutam also is a premature stage of the desires. Then once again those desires will increase in strength, and then he will be doing the drinking. So like this. So karma, drinking this, smoking, or otherwise drinking, smoking keep on doing. So when it will become that action mature, then that will give the result. If vasanas are there, then how we will do? And there will be no sinful activity, and there is no result also.
So Prabhuji, you explained to me about the vasana. Then what about the samskaras then?
Samskaras are whenever you do action, so your vasanas are there, and by that, so your desires, vasanas, desires, so desires are getting fulfilled, and every time that is adding the sin and also impression, samskara. So one may be liberated, but some vasanas some samskaras, like Jivatma, who is completely purified, so he will be knowing the material pain, but he is a Jivanmukta, liberated. So those, because of what? Because of the impressions, samskaras. No, not prabhava, it's just samskaras are there. Samskaras means impressions, but they are not sinful. Reaction will not be there. So who did this sadhana and he became perfect devotee, so definitely he will be having some kind of, even if he is in the liberated stage, he is having the understanding. That means these impressions will be there. Impressions work is that much only. No reaction. Okay. So what one has to do? So one has to, that means cut this ahankara. So the main problem is what? So how to separate mind from the sense objects? This is the main thing we have to understand. So for this, the phenomena is explained. Even someone is not Guneshu, what is the root cause? That means mind is entering into the sense objects and sense objects are entering into the mind. So what is the root cause for this? Ahankara, actually the root cause actually. So that false ego. Then that has to be cut out by the Jnanasina. ज्ञान की तलवार से काटना चाहिए उसको. Ultimately then what will happen? Then automatically those will be released. Next, ईक्षेत विभ्रमेदं मनसो विलासं दृष्टं विनष्टम् अतिलोलमालतचक्रम् विज्ञानमेकमुरुदेव विभाति माया स्वप्नस्त्रिधा गुणविसर्गकृतो विकल्पः. पढ़ो. Sure. 5 भी पढ़ सकते हो.
Translation: one should see that the material world is a distinct illusion appearing in the mind because the material object have an extremely flickering existence and are here today and gone tomorrow. They can be compared to the striking the red line created by whirling a fiery stick. The spirit soul by nature exists in the single state of pure consciousness. However, in this world, he appears in many different forms and stages of existence. The mode of nature divide the soul consciousness into normal the wakefulness, the dreaming and dreamless sleep. All such varieties of the perception, however, are actually Maya and exist only like a dream.
Okay. Yes. गाड़ी स्लो चल रहा है आज, ठंडा हो गया बॉडी. $35. तस्मात् ततो दृश्यात् दृष्टिं प्रति निवर्त्य निज सुखानुभवो भवेत्. This only, na? I'm saying from where I am reading.
So 34 we should read.
34 na 35 I am reading. Acha. Anumanadi darshayati ikshayati iti. Idam jagad vibramam iksheta. Tatra hetavah. Mano vijrumbitatvat drishtatvad vinashitatvat cha swapnavat. So Jagad Vibramam, that means this middle world is place of bewilderment. Why? Mano Vijrumbitatvat Drishtatvat Vinashitatvat cha. Because of these three reasons. Middle world is place of bewilderment. Ati Chanchalatvat Chalat Chakravat. That means some chakra, if it is keep on moving, and then it by seeing that he'll be bewildered. Nano Brahma api nirvishaya katam syat. Nano Brahma api nirvishaya katam syat tatraha vignanam iti negamanam. Tasma tridha yah ayam guna parinama krutaha vikalpaha vedaha samayeti. So what is saying? एकदम ये ज्ञानी का डिस्कशंस एकदम थोड़ा सा तो ठीक है, एकदम बार बार उसी में एकदम ज्ञानी का डिस्कशन बहुत डिफिकल्ट लगता है. नींद आ रहे हैं तिरुमला? मर गए? क्या मर गए? कोई ज्ञानी नहीं. In the previous sloka, what we read in 33, we should cut the ahankara with the sword of jnana. So how to get that sword? How to get that sword? तलवार कैसे लेके? From the, yes, from the sadhus, from the anumana, that means by the logic and shrutis. By all these three you will be getting this sword. Okay, then after that sword, what you should do? You should cut. So here you are preparing the sword using the anumana and so and so. So anumanadi darshati. So how to use a logic to know the atma? That is explained. Iksheta vibramam idam manasaha vilasam drishtam vinashtam atilolam alata chakram vignanamekam urudeva vibhati maya swapnastridha guna visarga kruto vikalpaha. So he is giving some logics here. This is whose commentary? Sridhar. Idam jagat kyam vibramam. Idam jagat vibramam. That means how to see this material world. How to see this material world. How to see this material world? Vibramam. We should see it's like a vibramam. What is the meaning of vibramam? It's a place for bewilderment. It is the place for bewilderment. How? How to see it is a place for bewilderment? Give me the hetus. Tatra hetavaha. Mano vijrumbitatvat. Mano vijrumbitatvat. What is the meaning of mano vijrumbitatvam? So, mano vijrumbitatvat, drashtatvat, vinashitvat. It attracts the mind. Vijrumbitam means you can see. Yeah, it attracts the mind. This material world is to show that it is a place for bewilderment. You are giving the hetus. It attracts the mind, and also it is drishtatvat, vinashtatvat. It is visible. Material world is visible. Material world attracts. It means material world. Material world attracts the mind. It's visible. Material world is visible, but also material world is destructible. Like the chakram. Just keep on moving, changing, visible. So because of this, you will be getting the bewilderment. Ati chanchala. And one more thing is, these three are like dream. To explain these three, what is the drishtanta is given? Like dream. Dream, there are so many objects are seen which is attracting to the mind, visible those, and those are all having the ending, finished. They are finishing. And one more reason is there, fourth one, what is that? It is chanchalatvat. That means it is always ati chanchalatvat. It is variable, keep on varying. So like wheel. So because of all these reasons, we are understanding. So material world is place for bewilderment. Nanu brahmopi, so nirvishayah katam syat. So one should see that material world is place for the bewilderment. Okay. Next, Purva Pakshi is raising a question. What is that question? Nanu Brahma api nirvishayah katam syat. If that means Vidwan has to see this material world as a place for bewilderment, and this bewilderment is having the object nirvishayah. So Purva Pakshi is saying, so it is also having the object. So then how can you say, so Brahma is nirvishayah? Like that Purva Pakshi is raising. So then answer is what? Vijnanamiti. Vijnanamiti negamanam. So what it mean? He is Vidwan. He is seeing Material world as place for the bewilderment. Then by this, how can you? It's a place for bewilderment. Then how he can Brahmaha nirvishayaha. So how can that bewilderment will be objectless? माने इसका अर्थ क्या है? What is the meaning of this? How that bewilderment can be objectless? Nirvishaya means this person is there and Brahma nirvishaya means, so now objects are there, various objects are there. By seeing those objects, he should not get any bewilderment. If he is getting any bewilderment, then bewilderment is getting the vishaya. Bewilderment should be nirvishaya means, that means bewilderment should not, that means he should not get bewilderment by seeing any object. That is the point actually. So Brahma nirvishaya means it should not. So that means he should not get any bewilderment. This is the meaning. So try to understand how it is possible then. You understood this point, no? That means how Brahma is a nirvishaya. That means what it means, he is seeing various objects in this jagat, various objects. So all out of the three modes, various sense objects he is seeing. Now he has to cut his ahankara. He has to cut his ahankara. That is the goal. So for that he needs sword of the knowledge. For that he needs, so that sword is made up of logic. That means understanding, analytically understanding this nature. Yes or no? So you should understand what is this jagat. You should understand. Yes. So now that means getting sword is nothing but understanding the jagat. How he should understand this jagat? It is a place for the bewilderment. There are so many objects are there, and those will be bewildering. Bewildering the person. He knows that these are all temporary, and these are all like the swapna, time being there, and also yes, those will be attracting the mind. This much he knows, and because of these reasons, those will be bewildering us. But how to stop that bewilderment? He understood that these can be cause for the bewilderment, these objects, because of their properties, because those are temporary. That means Brahma means what? Brahma means you are seeing something So, and tasmin tadasmin tadbhavaha. Tadasmin tadbhava, which is not that. This is rope. This is rope. This is not snake, but seeing the snake. So this is a rope, which is not a snake, but seeing the snake in the rope is known as bewilder. Brahma is known as Brahmaha. This is Brahmaha. For this Brahma, who is the object? Rope. For this Brahma, who is the object? Rope is the object. Okay? Rope is the object. In this material world, all objects are cause for the Brahma. All the sense objects. How all these sense objects are cause for the Brahma? Actually, Atma, which is not having any changes, which is always in the state of bliss. But because of avidya, now it is seeing the objects of this nature as differently. So that means atadasmin tadbhavaha, which is not there. That means there are sense objects are there, all this like this. These sense objects are not really permanent, are not permanent. But now you are seeing this as the permanent. Your wife is there, your children, your parents, your mother. These are all the objects of the senses. So those are all not permanent. But now you are seeing them as permanent. This is what? This is Brahma. This is Brahma. This is illusion. This is Brahma. So that means here, so we are suggesting to this Gnani, you should see this is a place for the illusion. All these objects are cause for your illusion. Like that, we are teaching to him. This much is enough. So because these things are not permanent, you are thinking these are permanent. And many things are there like that. So then how to stop? How to stop his bewilderment? That means the bewilderment should not have any object. That means destroy everything. In this whole universe, whatever is there, destroy it. Now this rose flower is cause for your attraction. Destroy it. Now the parents are cause for your bewilderment. Finish them. What you will do then?
In that
First of all, what do you want to say? Tell.
okay,
Online.
I want to say that how to destroy that sense object. So one time the Radhana Swami Maharaj, he used to play, that one kind of flute, like that. What is that name?
Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maharaj, he go bang up the Ganga and he meditate. And because always he play that one, so he's
piano.
Yeah, piano. He attraction in there, that one. So Maharaj, he thought, I leave everything, but still I have an attraction in this one. So one time he throw away that in Ganges, and then after one he detached from that one.
Yes.
So it is same like how to destroy. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
What we should do, whatever is problem for you, you throw it. Yeah, you can give some. Maybe some beautiful girl is attraction for you. Then what you will do is beside to your house. Then you throw your like not possible, nah? What do you do? You cannot throw, na? All the sensors can be not thrown out. Because you are not the owner of those. Tirumala, what you will do? You will sleep. That's the best. Just close your eyes, all the senses, and sleep. That's the best idea. You can use that object in Krishna consciousness. So then, how to make the bewilderment without, that means zero. That means bewilderment should become without any. So I said now here, rope is the object for the bewilderment. So now you should make bewilderment objectless. You should make bewilderment objectless. That means, so then I will destroy all the universe, make everything into 3 modes. Then, okay, that is the one thing. That means really destroying everything. So then nobody will allow you actually, because you are not the Lord Shiva to destroy everything. Then what you should do? How to make this bewilderment objectless? Nirvishaya katam syat. अरे ज्ञान स्वाड तो बनाना है ना अभी तो इसको we have to make the ज्ञान स्वाड by using the now logic, this approach. By knowing this approach, then that will be so adding to your sword actually. So then our answer is given that Vijnanam ekam urudaiva vibhati. Vijnanam ekam. Vijnanam ekam urudha iva vibhati. Ekam vijnanam urudha. Urudha means not Muruga. Urudha means many. Ekam vijnanam urudha iva vibhati. One appears into many. One appears into many. Tasmat tridhayoyam guna parimanam akutaha vikalpaha bedaha samaya. What it mean? बोलना भी. विज्ञानम एकम यद ब्रह्म तदेव उरुधा युभाति न तो परमार्थतः उरुधा यतः माया मायैव त्रिधा गुण विसर्गकृतः विकल्पः स्वप्नः स्वप्नवद अचिरस्थायी. What is the philosophy? Vijnanam means Brahma. Brahma is one only, but because of Maya, now this one Brahman is appearing into many. So, and these all many are Maya kalpitam. Hala? Maya eva. So kalpitam Maya tridha guna visarga krutaha. That means Maya. So Maya is having the different Shaktis. So by using those Shaktis, it created into many. This one is now appearing as many because of Maya. Not Brahma, Brahman. So who is saying like this? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Vijnanam ekam yad brahma tadeva urudha vibhati. Not to paramarthatah urudha. But actually, that means everywhere he should see Brahman. But now he is seeing different objects. So now what is a funda? Funda is because of Maya only I am seeing all these objects, but actually Paramardhataha ekam eva asti. Then what? There is no need to destroy the objects, only change the consciousness. If you keep on destroying, then there is no end. How much you will destroy? Okay. कुछ आपको प्रॉब्लम कर रहा है, अगर बॉडी से उससे काट देंगे तो क्या होगा? It's not a solution. So you have to change the consciousness. So like this one has to see, because of the Maya only these many things are appearing. Like the dream, this Maya is creating the guna visarga krutaha vikalpaha swapnaha. Like the in the dream you are seeing the so many objects. So because of the Maya also you are seeing the so many objects, and that's why. But actually only one is there. This is clear? So then what will happen? Then this Vidwan, even he sees all the objects, but he will not get any bewilderment, because his consciousness is fixed that everything is one, that is Brahman, and everything is out of illusion. But actually he starts seeing the everything as one. Like that he will be making his antakarana. He starts seeing everything as one. Nirvikalpa bhedaha. There is no Veda. He will not see any difference between the objects. Like that his antakarana is trained, is transformed. So jao, Tirumala, let's sleep. Tough subject hai bahut. Next, drishtim tatah pratinivartya nivrutta trishnas tushnim bhave nija sukhanubhavo niriha sandrishyate kvacha yadi mavavastu buddhya tyaktam brahmaya na bhave smriti pata.
Translation. Having understood the temporary illusory nature of material things, and thus having pulled one's vision away from illusion, one should remain without material desire by experiencing the happiness of the soul. One should give up material speaking and activities. If sometimes one must absorb the material world, one should remember that it is not the ultimate reality, and therefore one has given it up. By such constant remembrance up still the time of death, one will not again fall into illusion.
Thank you. So how this Vidwan is developing such a consciousness? Because of three things are needed. One is logic, that means Anumana. Second is Satsanga, Guru Padesha. Okay, very good. And Upanishads, Shruti. Shruti bhi. You may get a lot of doubts. That means how to see Prabhu, this one Brahman, that means is appearing many because of Maya. Then what is the relation between the Maya and the Brahman? So what will the real philosophy these four people follow? That is not completely discussed here. Not the Mayavadi philosophy we should take here. So they will be having the techniques. So that's why logic, Guru and Shrutis, using the various statements of the Shrutis in favor to their goal. So they will be interpreted by the Guru, and so that they will be taking. But funda is this. That means they are developing the sword of knowledge using these three. This kind of logic. That means ultimately they should see that this material world is temporary and is made up of gunas, and I am the spirit soul, and everything is, this is the temporary, and main thing is Brahman is permanent. I am so Brahman. But how to achieve this logically is not explained here. Process is not explained, but the things, what outcomes should come from this, that is explained. How to become Brahmavadi exactly is not detailedly explained. One thing is, we know that their antakarana should be non-reactive to the all these objects, such a way it should be made. So that is okay. So now let us see the 35th sloka. इसको भी क्रैक करना है एक दिन, ज्ञान इसका पाथ को, तब थोड़ा सा शांति मिल जाएगा. इसमें क्रैक हो ही नहीं रहे एक्चुअली. तस्मात् ततः दृश्यात् दृष्टिं प्रति निवर्त्य, दृश्यात् दृष्टिं निवर्त्य निज सुखानुभवो भवेत्. So therefore, that means this person, this Vidwan Jnani, should understand that everything is out of Maya and temporary, and real thing is Brahman, that is one. So that's why what he has to do, tasmat tatah drishtya drishtim pratinivartya. That means he stops seeing the things, because these are all temporary. Drishtya drishtim nivartya. That means drishya means seeable things. So seeable, and drishtim means vision. So he is taking out his vision from the seeable things. That's why he's going to the secluded place. Pratinivartya nija sukhanubhavo. That means he will be meditating on the Atma, self. You may put so many questions here, how to reject. So this Maya, and what about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how they see. So many things you might be getting, but those are all not discussed. But this funda is this. So then what? Tan naischalyartham cha nivrutta trishna tushnim niriha bhave. Then to be stable in this, tan naischalyardham cha, what that? Nivrutta trishna tushnim. Nivrutta trishna means completely desireless. Silent, no hankering. Trishna means no hankering, no. So no more desires. And tushna means silent. Silent. Anyway, these all modes. That means now he is in the, that means he is cutting. He cut this ahankara using this. Everything is out of Maya. And so let me fix on the myself, bliss, self, myself, my soul. So niriha bhave, that means desireless. Mano vakkaya vyapara rahitaha, that means mind, senses and body. Mano vakkaya, that means no speaking, no thinking and no acting. That means completely, that means that's why no thinking means heart should not be acting. No vrittis in the heart, no transformation in the heart. Completely he makes. Avikriyat. So even tiger came, no change. Even a parrot came, no change in his consciousness. Everything is guneshu gunaha vartanti. All these are almost temporary. It's a cause for the bewilderment. And Brahman is only appearing as many because of Maya. I am in Maya. So that's why I'm seeing many. No, I don't want to see any many. I want to see only one. Okay, try to see everyone one. Okay. You have to feel. So mano vakaya vyapara rahitaha ityartaha. Then there is no bodily actions, there is no speech, and there is no thinking. Then nanu dehavataha sarvadha dvaita drushti pratinivritya nivartana ayogat punah samsara syat. So some hero is coming and asking question. But this material world is filled with the dualities, good and bad, bliss and sorrow, win and loss. It's completely filled with all this. And that's why he's saying, but he's having body. This Gnani is having the body. Dehavataha. That means since he has the body, sarvadha dvaita drushti pratinivartana ayoga. That means not seeing these dualities all the time, in all the aspects. The person who is having the body is difficult. Yes or no? It's difficult or not? Not seeing any differences. No good and bad. If someone gave a slap, no sorrow. Someone appreciated, no sorrow, no reaction. He got the nice food, no excitement. He didn't get any nice food. Chappan bog better khichdi. There is no difference. How to get this kind of realization? So one who is having the body. Then sandrishyate, it is said in the sandrishyate. That means kvachit avashyaka aharadishu yadyapi idam sandrishyate tathapi purva vastu buddhya yat tyaktum tat punarmohaya na bhavet. Since he's having the body, he has to eat, he has to drink. So then he may get attachment once again. Oh, acha, this Mataji give nice pulao. Then he may get some attachment for that house. And this Mataji gave the 2 days before the cooked rice, which is completely is giving the water coming out what? So, rotten. So then he should blaspheme her. So because he's having the body, he has to eat. He has to eat, and then what? He should be getting the attraction, hatred towards two different Matajis. Then how? Then how to stop? So because body is there, then he has to eat, then what? So then what is that? Purvam vastu buddhya yatyaktam. Purvam avastu buddhya. Previously already he rejected everything. These are all avastu, means not permanent. These are not permanent. Like this, he already rejected all this. So that's why these cannot become once again Brahma. They cannot cause for the once again bewilderment. Gunaha guneshu vartante. I am not this. No reaction at all. Yes. Who am I? I am Brahman. I am not body. Why I have to feel? If some stone is kept on the stone, that means the body is made up of mud. Mud is kept in the mud. Food is also mud. What is the difference? It may be noodles. It may be curd rice. Everything is one. Because all are made up of gunas. Gunas are entering into the gunas. What is the loss? There is no loss. No class. Why? Actually, Jnanis, they don't hear also. After one stage. No logic, no guru, No Shruti. Everything. Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. This you have to achieve. If you want to go on the left wing, this is left wing. Left wing is not so easy. Right wing is okay. That's a join in BJP. Left. Tirumala, we also should go to politics, huh? One time. Okay, we'll go to Kintu Deha Pata Paryantam Smritiriva Smritihi Samskara Matrena Eva Abhasa Bhavi. Samskara Matrena, that means till the time he is having the body, so he will be having all those samskaras, but those are all not at all getting any effect on him. Those are all not giving any effect on him. That means those samskaras, because those are all just like a snake without any poison. Those impressions cannot be. That means even all these impressions, he was in the, after getting up from the dream, you saw tiger in the dream, and now you have the impression of the tiger chasing. But will you have any fear? Will you have any fear now? No. So he was having the experience of the various objects before getting this Brahma Gnanam. But those experiences are just in the form of impressions. This is the meaning of impressions. But they don't give any. So that means Kutam. What is that? Aprarabdam. That means the unripened. That otherwise, it's not sinful activities will not be there. If those sinful activities are there, those will be accumulated, and then that will become Kutam, and then that will lead to the bija. That means the desire. That will not be there. Only impressions will be there. But there is no karma, is not there. Sinful karma. Okay, realizing Brahman or not? You should realize. Gradually you'll realize. Okay, let's go. Vishwanath Baba कुछ किए क्या? है ना, गुरु का आवश्यकता। क्या प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद मतलब कैसे वो पूरा अपना कंट्रोल कर सकता है और रिलैक्स कर सब कुछ ब्रह्म ऐसे ही practices like that. So everything is one, that's a Brahman, but now because of Maya it is appearing as many. Guru only giving all this knowledge. Who is giving to you? Gurudev or not? Upanishads, Guru and logic. Are bhaiya, so this is the one of the explanation for this process. How what happens? That means logic, Guru and Shruti. So how they are developing this Gnana Talvar. That means sword of knowledge. So that process is explained to you. One example. So he is learning all this. That means this Brahman, and Brahman is only one, and so that one is appearing as many because of Maya. So all this information from where he is getting? He is getting from the Guru, Upanishads, logic. Yeah. So like this. That's example you have seen. That means how to see this material world as place for bewilderment, and so that is that kind of consciousness you will be developing with the logic, guru and susrutis. That is uh, through this. So that's just we give the. So what happens if you approach guru and the Upanishads and also logic? Then what will happen by these all of these three? So you'll be understanding that Brahman is only one, but because of the Maya now that is appearing as many, and actually, so that's this manyness is not real and they are not permanent. This whole concept is built in you in the Gnani by whom? By Guru and Upanishads and the logic. Understanding. Then, so that's why next is that once if he developed and he's fixing his mind on this soul, that is Brahman. So then one is getting doubt that, so he's having the body. So then what about? Then he may get back once again the entanglement. Then what we said? Whatever the things already rejected, that cannot give any bewilderment back. Yes. So, and only samskaras may present. So impressions may present. It's not so easy, huh? It's studying it is easy.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So in this process of realization, he is still using the same material faculties such as his intelligence as well as his mind, but he is replacing it, or he is enhancing its ability from being attracted to the material situations with the understanding that they are impermanent, and thereby he is using the same facilities in terms of trying to understand the original position as Brahman or in relationship with the spirit. That's how actually he utilizes it.
Fire. So with lamp without the oil. So the fire is going to, what it is going to do? It is going to burn that wick, and also it itself is extinguished. All this vidya is burning all the faculties. Vidya is coming from the deliberation from the mind and everything, and this vidya is coming itself and it is burning everything, and vidya also finished. Then what? Only Brahman, only Atma. Yes, like we already read these various activities, like the bamboos. Bamboos are recently read or not? Bamboos are rubbing each other and getting the fire. That fire is now burning all the bamboos, and then after that, fire is also out. So similarly, this body is, that means subtle and gross body is cause for the various actions. All these actions are finally produced from the body, and those actions are burning this body, and also actions are ceased. Actions means what? Cultivation of the knowledge. Cultivation of the knowledge in the goodness. So those will be, so coming out of from the what? Body means subtle and gross bodies. And then what? So those actions finally finishing the ceasing of gross and subtle bodies, and the activities themselves are finished. Then what is there? Oh, Aham Brahmasmi. Is clear? Ramakrishna.
So Prabhuji, this means even though the external faculties are available for the jiva within the body, but once he comes to the realization that he is the Brahman, then these faculties, even if it is not existing, still he is cognizant of his own position. That's what we should understand.
Your question is, so then still his body is there, gross body, what it? How he will be acting then with that gross body? He still is having mind. How he will be acting? He will be acting like a madman. So that is coming in the next sloka.
So
what he will do with that body? Yes.
So his activities externally and his activities internally, they will be totally different, appearing different, because the faculties, what is seen outside externally, it is actually being utilized by him for his internal realization. That's what he's actually doing it, isn't it? Or he will reject, he cannot reject the faculties what is available with him in terms of both his subtle and gross body. That still exists.
Still exists, but what? So he is there in that body and he realized himself as a soul. Then what? So this body is like in the case of a madman, so he is not having any kind of botheration about, so whether he, like a drunkard, where he is going, is properly behaving, properly covering, nothing. So that means in that Jivan Mukta stage, that is coming in the next sloka anyway. This sloka only, 36 only actually. Okay, let us finish this sloka, then you will understand. So, deham cha nashvaram asthitamuttitam va siddho na pashyati yatodhyagamat swarupam dehadapetamata deva vashadupetam vaso yata parikrutam madanda.
Just as a drunken man doesn't notice if he is wearing his coat or shirt, similarly, one who is perfect in self realization and who has thus achieved his eternal identity doesn't notice whether the temporary body is sitting or standing. Indeed, if by God's will the body is finished, or if by God's will he obtains a new body, a self realized soul doesn't notice, just as a drunken man doesn't notice the situation of his outward dress.
Okay. Ramakrishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, this is very clear. At the same time, what I try to see here is the Daivada Petam means how the Lord actually helps such kind of a soul.
Daivadapeta means whatever previous punya karma is there, by that he may get this some good things, and sometimes because some previous, that means prarabdha karma which is not destroyed, if it is there, then he may get this some disease to that body, but still he is not at all affected by that, since because he is fully perfectly situated in the self. As example is given, so a person who, that means as a drunken man, doesn't notice the situation of his outward dress. So similarly, the person who realizes himself, and he is also not going to bother about this body, whether it is properly taken care. I eat today prasadam, and for last 2 days I didn't eat prasadam, so I may get disease, this, that, nothing. And I should eat the protein, I should use this dry fruits, and I should eat the ghee, keeping all the storing, and this is corona, I should not travel, nothing. Completely detached. Completely. Kya chal rahe hain, chal bas. Where I am going, this is my house, I should sit here, I should not sit, I should eat this and I should not eat, nothing. Zero. Everything is finished. So that is really interesting. So etadeva upapadayati deham iti asana uttitam utthaya. Very good. Tatraiva sthitam tatah kechid apetam nirgatam. That means this body is standing and now sitting and standing. He doesn't have any botheration about that. Whether it's walking, this body is walking, and now he's walking and it's burning. There is a big thorn, and he's walking and it cut the half of the leg. No reaction. Yes. And there is a big sound, big bull is coming. Everyone is running, but he is going like this. A bull gave a kick, but still keep on. No, Amma, Babu. Like this. This is the situation. Na anusandhatte. That means he will never relate anything with the body and his self. Yetaha yena dehena swarupam adyagamam ज्ञातवान तम देहम यतः कारणादिति परिकृतम परिकृतम. अरे इधर नहीं, जीव विश्वनाथ पढ़ेंगे, थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा. So ज्ञान सिद्धस्य जीवन मुक्तस्य दशामाह. Here Vishwanath is writing very clearly in this. In the 36th sloka, what? Jnana siddhasya. That means who reached to here. Here. Jivan mukta. How he behaves is said here. So deham iti bhavya. Asanad uttitam utthaya punah tatraiva sthitam na pashyati na anusandatte. So he stood up from the asan and also he sat back. He will never relate anything. Yatha swarupam brahmanubhavam adhyagamat, because he is realizing Brahman all the time. Everything is Brahman. I am also Brahman. So how to reach this consciousness? Already I explained. How to not to get the bewilderment. So with help of this guru, Shrutis and logic. So this is done. You want to go on more details? Then you have to. You should study the Upanishads and also the commentaries by the Brahmavadis. Brahmavadis commentary on those. Not the Advaitavadi. Brahmavadis commentaries. Mataji, you are interested for course on this? No? अच्छा बाप रे, जीवन में पहले बार देख रहा हूँ, ये कोर्स नहीं करूंगा करके. आपको क्यों हाईलाइट करना है इधर? अच्छा, you want to attend, huh? अच्छा. Okay, understand. Tatra drishtantah daivad apetam kenachit nishkasha nad apagatam. That means someone throwed him, gir gaya. Kenachit paridhapanad upetam. Someone make him stand up or something. Vasaha parishkrutam. Parikrutam, parihitam. That means clothes are opened or closed. He will never relate anything. So madira madando na anusandatte. Like a drunkard person will never care about his clothes, whether it's opened or closed. Madira madando. Okay, next sloka. Dehopi deva vashagah kalu karma yavat Swarambakam prati samikshata eva sasuhu tam samprapanchamadhiruda samadhi yoga swapnam punarna bhajate prati buddha vastu. You are all thinking, okay.
The material body certainly move under the control of supreme destiny and therefore must continue to live along with the senses and vital air as long as one's karma is in effect. As self-realized soul, however, who is awakened to the absolute reality and who is thus highly situated in the perfect stage of yoga, will never again surrender to the material body and its manifold manifestation, knowing it to be just like a body visualized in a dream.
Okay. So 37 here. Nanu cha yaha parimalyamanopi mumurshati tam chet na pashyati tarhi patereva na ityaha dehopiti deha dehavashena gachan swarambakam karma yavadasti tavat paryantam pratisamikshata eva. That means jivatyeva sasuhu pranendriya sahitaha Nanu tarhi tasmin kadachit asajjeta. What is this? Till the time, that means prarabdha is not destroyed, and till the time, because of that prarabdha, so whatever he has to undergo, because in the case of the jnanis, jnana marga, prarabdha has to be enjoyed only. You cannot, because which became the now ripen, that sin, that for that result is body. Ripen sin result is our body. That this body is there, should be there with you for 70 years. Then you have to live for 70 years, even if you get the Jivan Mukta in 50 years of age. 20 years you have to continue. Okay? And so that your karma, prarabdha will be finished, and then you will be liberated. Okay? So because of the karma, one has to live for the much time, along with the body, mind and soul, and so and so. Then Purvapakshi is asking, Tasmin kadachit asajjeta. So sometimes maybe, so when still he is in the body, now all of a sudden there is a one nice offer for him. What is that offer? He got some good offer. You will be the now Prime Minister of India. Your best sadhu. So like that offer you got. Then what will happen? Then there may be attraction. Will it come attraction or not? No. Na ityaha tamiti. Swapnam swapnatulyam. That means for him this whole world is like equal to the dream. So one who wake up from the dream objects are not going to affect him. Adhirudaha. Adhirudaha means praptaha. Adhiruda samadhi yoga. Adhirudaha, yoga rudaha are different. Arurukshu means here. Karmarpanam. Trying to enter into the yoga marga. This is Gnana. And he is a yoga rudaha. And Adhirudaha, this is Adhirudaha, who reached to the last. Adhirudaha. So Adhirudaha, okay. Adhirudaha means praptaha samadhi. That means who got samadhi is known as Adhirudaha. Adhirudaha. Paryanta yoga. That means samadhi paryantaka yoga. That means just now before to merging into the Brahman. That means he is in the samadhi. So yoga yena ataha evam pratibuddham jatam paramartha vastu yena saha. So tatacha shrutihi. So yasya tavadeva charam yavanna vimokshe ata sampatsye iti. This is a Shruti saying. So ultimately what? Since he reached to the samadhi, so for him everything is like equal to the swapna. So till the time karma is there, so he will be in the body, in the Jivan Mukta. So even he is interacting with the various sense objects, but that will not give any. So and pratibhaddham, that means any bondage. Okay, next. Okay, this is clear. Maitaduktam vo Maitedaduktam vo vipra guhyam yat sankhya yogayo janitamagatam yagnam yishmad dharma vivakshaya.
My dear Brahmanas, I have now explained to you the confidential knowledge of Sankhya, by which one philosophically distinguishes matter from spirit, and of Ashtanga Yoga, by which one links up with the Supreme. Please understand that I am the Supreme Personal Godhead, Vishnu, and that I have appeared before you desiring to explain your actual religious duties.
Okay. These are all, anyway, all these 10, 11, 12, 13, these 13, all these are all telling about Jnana. Really. In between somewhere there's Bhakti is coming and it is establishing its position. But otherwise these are all. So why this Egama Kalpataru or Galitam Palam Sukamaka Murtadroyum? Some but it is having lot of 4 chapters already Krishna took. Why it happened, Ramakrishna Prabhu? We want to juice, na actually. In juice, these are all.
Actually, Krishna is very merciful
Huh?
because he wants to really make it understand that even though some may try to do with all these kind of things which Krishna has spoken, ultimately he gives to give up all of these things and to engage only in his Ekantika Bhakti. So to prove that, he is logically saying how difficult all of these things are, and yet it does not give a real tangible result.
Hmm. We want to know do's and don'ts also. That's why. So other sadhanas are how difficult you see. For understanding itself is looking very difficult. Anyway, that's why we should give more time to understand so that not to get in trap of this. Otherwise, so we recently know, na, actually, that is that. So Madhyama Sadhaka. Madhyama Bhakta based upon sadhana, what he is doing? He is realizing that. Who is Madhyama Sadhaka? Madhyama Sadhaka.
Madhyama sadhaka is Madhyama sadhaka, one who serve Lord in a body, mind, and speech, but he is not rising in bhava stage. And in that stage, but he, and at that time he is qualified to be Ananya Bhakti.
असली पॉइंट आए नहीं अभी तक, सब ऊपर का बोल रहे हैं आप. मेन पॉइंट डालो तब ना मार्क्स विल गिरेगा. मदर यशोदा विल बी, मदर राधा रोनी. यस,
प्रेम मैत्री कृपा अपेक्षा.
बाप रे, प्रेम मैत्री यार, माता जी आप क्लास सुन रहे हैं नहीं तो कुछ.
He is not affected by karma and jnana. He is not covered by the karma and jnana.
He is not covered. That means he is not covered.
No, I mean he is rise up from the karma and jnana. He leave the karma and jnana.
He leaves karma and jnana. Very good. Good. You are the best student.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Yes, you are this. I know. So that means Madhyama Sadhaka, that means we are categorizing sadhus based upon the sadhana. So Madhyama Sadhaka is the one. So who is that means who is giving up the karma and jnana sadhanas and practicing only bhakti. Why he is giving up? Because karma and jnana are so becoming the vigna, that means obstacle in practicing the ananya bhakti. So that's why he is giving up. His ananya bhakti is there. He is realizing these are the vigna karika. That's it. So you have to gnana karma dhanavrutam. If you want to understand bhakti in that pure devotional service, anyabhilasha sunyam gnana karma dhanavrutam. If you don't know gnana and karma, then how will we do the bhakti which is not covered by the gnana and karma? Otherwise, you'll think that everything is so the bhakti. That is the problem. Because of lack of understanding of the pure devotional service is the cause for this problem in the society now.
Sometimes, Prabhuji, sometimes question can rise that in 4 canto, why then Pirthu Maharaj, he performed the Jnana Yoga to quiet his body. He can do, he is a devotee, so Dara he can perform.
That's already discussed in Bhakti Sandarbha.
I want to know more. I want to.
When you come to the Bhakti Sandarbha class. Yes, you have once again.
Point is rise here, one who the Madhyama Adhikari, first you have to leave the jnana and
Even if they do just for the sake of, because giving the respect to the Sanat Kumar, whatever he taught. So not for the out of his will he is doing. So Guru Supadesha, they should to follow, he is doing that. But internal consciousness is Ananya Bhakti. All the time
so,
he is
so we can
Shravana.
say that sometimes devotee also perform because of the teaching to other, those who are not rise in the
Yeah.
high.
Yes. That is Parinishthita Bhakta. Goshtyanandi. But you should not feel internally.
Not actually doing, but showing to other, because Krishna said to
Example.
Arjuna, like you are all, I understand you are all, although you are rising in the jnana stage, but you have to do karma still to teach other,
Yes.
those who are in
Yes. Varnashram should do. ये तो आपका सिद्धि हो गया एक्चुअली भक्ति वेदांत सिद्धि मिल गया आपको absolutely actually you are in the now in the right philosophy. Hey Arjuna, you got everything now. Don't worry. Okay, chalo chalo. Dhritatma Prabhu, really you got the main essence of these studies. So that's it. To understand Jnana Karma Dhanavrutam, we are studying this much. Otherwise, you will be thinking that you will be sitting and doing the pranayama, controlling the mind to do the japa, and you are thinking that pranayama is needed for my japa. Then it is Gnana Avrutam Bhakti. Austerities. So one is doing the sankalpa for doing austerities. Is also, that means without any spiritual value, just to control his senses is Gnana practice. So doing the Ekadashi Vrata is not austerity, it is the devotion. It's complete. But other than that, whatever you are manufacturing, all are your activities. Which is not prescribed by the acharyas. Okay. Very good. Uktarte tesham. Prabhu, 37, huh? 38. कहाँ है प्रभु? उक्तार्धे तेषां विश्वासार्थं स्वस्वरूपमः मयेति. So that means whatever he said, to get the belief in that, so Lord explaining his own swarupa. That means maya etaduktam yo wo vipra guhyam yat sankhya yogayoh janita magatam yagnam yushmad dharma vivakshaya. That's what he's saying here. I am please understand that I am the supreme personality of Godhead Vishnu, and that I have, that means he's revealing, hey, whatever I said, do you think I am just a swan, a bird? No, I am Vishnu. He's saying, no, who are you? Answering after telling this much story. So he is telling about his own swarupa. So who is he? So yagnam Vishnum, yagno vai Vishnu it is Sruti. That means Vishnu is a yagna, yagna is a Vishnu. युष्वद्धर्म विवक्षया इत्यनेन धर्माः अप्युपदिष्टाः इति ज्ञेयम्. अतएव यत्तेन हंसरूपेण ब्रह्मणे अभ्यत्ता सो माधव इत्यनुवाद भविष्यति. That means Brahmaji was meditating, na? So that's why he appeared, and so he removed that question, whatever the Kumaras are getting. Next, aham yogasya sankyasya satyasya tejasah parayana dija shreshta shriya kirte damasya cha. 39.
O
39.
best of the Brahmanas, please know that I am the supreme shelter of the yoga system, analytic philosophy, virtuous action, truthful religious principles, power, beauty, fame, and self-control.
Yes. According to Sridhar Swami, the synonyms Satyasya and Ritasya refer to respectively the proper or virtuous. Okay, all these. Lord is telling about his Swarupa. Mam bhajanti guna sarve nirgunam nirapekshakam suhrudam priyamatmanam samya sangadayo guna.
All superior transcendental qualities, such as being beyond the moods of nature, detached, the evolution, the most dear, the super soul, equally situated everywhere and free from material entanglement. All such qualities free from the transformation of material qualities and find their shelter and an worshipable object in me.
Yeah, so Krishna is having a doubt. Hamsa Bhagavan is having a doubt that, Are? So they may think me also as is a composition of three modes, and he is also so gunaha guneshu vartante. Like that, you should not take. He is saying, my qualities are all transcendental. My bird, my wings, my nose, my everything is transcendental. He is saying, it's not out of three gunas. You should know this another one more knowledge. So like that, he is telling about his swarupa. Aguna, guna parimana rupaha na bhavanti. These are all not out of the three modes. Kintu nityaha. These are all so permanent. Iti me chinna sandeha munaya sanakadaya sabhajayitva paraya bhaktya grunata samstavai.
Lord Krishna continued, my dear Uddhava, thus all of the doubts of the sages headed by Sanaka were destroyed by my words. Fully worshipping me with transcendental love and devotion, they chanted my glories with excellent hymns.
Yeah, my dear Uddhava, thus now come to camera, come to the Krishna now. So Lord Krishna continued. That means over. That means so Hamsa Bhagavan's story is being explained by the Krishna to Uddhava. So what Krishna is continuing that sages headed by the Sanaka were destroyed. Thus all the doubts of the sages headed by the Sanaka were destroyed by my words. My words means Hamsa Bhagavan's words. Fully worshipping me with transcendental love and devotion, they chanted my glories with excellent hymns. So next, Tairaham pujita samya samstita paramarshibhi pratyaya swakam dhama pashyata parameshtinah.
The greatest of sages, headed by Shanaka Rishi, thus perfectly worshipped and glorified me. And as Lord Brahma looked on, I returned to my own abode.
Yeah, so that means Hamsa Bhagavan went to his own abode, Kumaras went to their own abode, and also we'll go to our own abode. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of his divine grace, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 11th and 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Hamsa Avatara answers the questions of the sons of Brahma. Okay, we start the next chapter. Lord Krishna explains the yoga system to Sri Uddhava. Sri Uddhava Uvacha Vadanti Krishna Sreyamsi Bahuni Brahmavadina Tesham Vikalpa Pradhanyam Utaho Eka Mukhyata.
Sri Uddhava said, my dear Krishna, the learned sages who explain Vedic literature recommend various processes for perfecting one's life. Considering these varieties of viewpoint, my Lord, please tell me whether all these processes are equally important or whether one of them is supreme.
Acha. So in the previous chapters, if you see 10, 11, 12, 13, he explained about the Karma Yoga and the Jnana Yoga like this, and also some analytical study of these modes, that is nothing but the Sankhya Yoga. So and also he told about meditation on the form of the Lord. So that is also kind of Ashtanga Yoga. So like these various yogas he mentioned in the previous, and also he said Ananya Bhakti. So Uddhava is fully confused. And finally he's asking, hey, what should I take up out of all these? That means, first of all, tell me all these are all equally important? Or any one is prominent? Ekam Mukhyata or Vikalpa Pradhanyam. That means everyone is important. What? This is a good question. Vadanti Krishna Shreyamsi Bahuni Brahmavadina Tesham Vikalpa Pradhanyam Daha Govinda. Chaturdase Paramam Shreyoho Bhaktireva na cha itarat ityetad varnyate dhyana yogascha saha sadhanaihi. So in this 14th chapter, we are going to establish bhakti is only the ultimate beneficial and not the other one. This is being explained. And also dhyana yoga along with the other sadhanas. That is also explained. That point also. Okay, now that means in this chapter we are seeing that bhakti yoga is ultimate. So what is the question asked by the Uddhava? Evam tavad bhagavataha bhaktya moksha ityuktam anye tu anyani sadhanani vadanti tatra visheshana nirdharanaya pruchati. Vadanti iti shreyamsi shreyas sadhanani kim vikalpena pradhanyam utaha kim va ekasyeva mukhyata. Anye, that means anyani sadhanani vadanti. So there are the so many sadhanas explained, and bhakti is the ultimately, that means bhakti is sadhana is giving. Already he clearly told, even without if you practice gnana, but if you don't practice the bhakti, so that gnana will not give any result. So that he told or not? In which chapter? 18th sloka of that 12th chapter. Yes, he told, but still for our clarification Uddhava asked this question. So these many sadhanas you are mentioning, left and right you are quoting various sadhanas. What should I do? Clearly now, so is asked, the question is asked, then directly he will be hearing the answer. So question is, all the sadhanas, there are various sadhanas are there. All sadhanas are equally important, or equally prominent, or the few are prominent. Like this, many are there. So equally they are important, or any one is important. So next second sloka. Bhavatodahrita swamin bhakti yoga napekshita nirasya sarvata sangam yena toya vishen mana. Ramakrishna Prabhu. Okay.
My dear Lord, you have clearly explained the process of unalloyed devotion service by which a devotee removes all material association from his life, enabling him to fix his mind on you.
Uddhava is asking, telling one more point. Bhavata udahurtaha swamin bhakti yoga anapekshitaha. So in that 12th chapter 18th sloka, na? 12th chapter 18th sloka. What is that? Shabda Brahmani. So 18th or which? In which chapter? 11th chapter. In the 11th chapter actually. Shabda Brahmani nishnato na nishnayat pare yadi sramastasya sramafalo yado numiva rakshitaha. This is the one. So is establishing without bhakti, even one who reached to the Jivan Mukta stage, he may fall down. So because he cannot fully concentrate, he cannot put his consciousness in Brahman fully, marries into the Brahman. So that's why, that means without help of the bhakti, he cannot enter into the Brahman. So bhakti is needed, like that we have seen. Bhavata udahurita, that means by you it is already explained that Devotional service by which devotees removes all. Bhakti yoga anapekshita, that means it is independent. Nirasya sarvatah sangam yena tvai avishet manah. So that means by using the bhakti yoga only one can focus his mind in the Lord, not in another ways, not by other sadhanas, by which devotees removes all, so that they will be freed from everything. This we have seen. Next, Sri Bhagavan. Then what is that? Means what we should understand from here. Ekam mukhyatapekshothane karanam bhavata iti. So that means why he said one is important? Because already he heard Bhakti Yoga is the independent and that is needed for the Jnanis also. Like that he heard. That's why he's asking, any one is important. He wants to get clarification. Everyone is important or one is important? Why one is important? Why he's asking? Because he already heard. So bhakti, without bhakti, Jnani also cannot. So meditate on Brahman, cannot enter into the Brahman. Cannot enter into the Brahman. Yes. So that is the reason. Anapekshita, na apekshitam, apeksha, yasmin. Bhavata yo bhakti yoga uktah anye cha yani seyas sadhanani vadanti tesham kim sakshat phala sadhanatvena pradhanyeva sarvesha uta angangitvam. And also that means bhavata yah bhakti yoga uktah anye cha yani seyas sadhanani vadanti tesham kim sakshat phala sadhanatvena pradhanyeva lega sarvesham angangitvam. Pradhanyepi kim vikalpena sarvesham tulyafalatvam yadva kaschidasti visheshaha iti. So he is asking, even Sridhar Swami is elaborating even more, very nicely he is elaborating. So he is asking that one more thing. All these sadhanas are there, different sadhanas. So they are all independent, they are all different and they are all important. And if they are all individually important, then their result is also same or different. This is one question. If they are not equally important, then which is important and which is the part of that? So if you say this is the main, then these are all become the sub. So first question is, all are main or not? If all are main, and then result is also equal or not? That is the first understanding. First question, in that you can take that question. And second is, if all are not main, if any one is main, so that means all other becoming the any, that means part of that. So like that. Angangitvam is there. That means one is main, if you said, remaining are sub to that. Like that we should take. What? Kim vikalpena sarvesham tulyafalatvam yadva kaschidasti visheshaha. Okay. Is clear this is? Sarvesham uta angangitvam. So Sridhar Swami, Jiva Goswami, did give anything? No. Next. That means for bhakti, these are all the limbs. Can we take like that? That means bhakti also needs these things as the servants. So like that he is asking. So questions. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Kalena nashta pralaye vani yam veda sangita mayado brahmane prokta dharmo yasya madatmakaha.
The Supreme Personality God has said, by the influence of time, the transcendental sound of Vedic knowledge was lost at the time of annihilation. Therefore, when the subsequent creation took place, I spoke the Vedic knowledge to Brahma because I myself and the religious principles initiated in the Vedas.
Yeah, Kalena Nashta. That means then Krishna is saying that. So this process I already explained. Atra bhaktireva mahafalatvena mukhya anyanitu swaswa prakrutyanusarena pushpasthaniya swargadi falabuddhibihi pranibhihi pradhanyena parikalpitani kshullaka phalani iti vivektum prakrutyanusareణ bahuda vedartha pratipattimaha kalena iti saptabhi. So madatmakaha mayyeva atma chittam yena saha bhrugvadaya bhruguscha acha, it's next. Okay, so what is this? So tatra bhakti reva mahaphalatvyana mukhya. So bhakti is only the main one. Bhakti is only the main one, and he knows this. Anyani to all others are, according to their nature, they are giving the different results. Only the kshullaka, that means, so others, that means who have less buddhi, less intelligence. So who are interested in only in the swargadi phala, that means pushpasthani swargadi phala buddhi bihi. So who are attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas, that means the results, fruitive results of the Vedas. So whoever is interested in those people only take up other sadhanas as main, but not the intelligent people. Sumedasaha, what they will do? So yajanti hi sumedasaha yajnaihi sanketana prayai. Kshullaka phalani iti vivektam. So that's a prakrutyana bahuda vedartha pratipattim ahaka. That means all these things he explained. Which sadhana is best and which is not best. Which is what? So all these things he explained, but those are all by the due course of time destroyed. So still, huh? Gnana, karma, sankhya, va, so buddhi or ashtanga, all. Next, tena prokta swaputraya manave purvajaya sa tato brugvadayo gruhnan sapta brahmarshayah.
Lord Brahma spoke this Vedic knowledge to his eldest son, Manu, and the 7 great sages headed by Bhrigumani then accepted the same knowledge from Manu.
Yeah, that is explication. Brahma spoke to this knowledge to his eldest son Manu. Manu spoke to great sages headed by Bhrigu, and then accepted the same knowledge from Adi. So first, that means from Brahma to Manu, Manu to Bhrigu. Okay. So next, tebhyaha pitrubhyas tatputra deva danava guhyaka manushya siddha gandharva savidyadara charana kindevo kinnaranaga raksha kim purushadayah bahvayastesha prakrutayah rajasattvatamo bhuvaha yavirbhutani vidyante bhutanam patayasthatha yatha prakriti sarvesham chitravacha sravantihi.
From the forefathers headed by Bhrigumani and the other son of Brahma appeared many children and descendants who assumed different form as demigods, demons, human beings, Guyakas, Siddhas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Charanas, Kindevas, Kinnaras, Nagas, Kimpurushas, and so on. All of the many universal species, along with their respective leaders, appeared with different natures and desires generated from the 3 modes of material nature. Therefore, because of the different characteristics of the living entities within the universe, there are a great many Vedic ritual mantras and rituals.
So that means there are so many. So children's like that. So many people came, and it is traveled into the different paths, this knowledge, and it destroyed, finished. Next, evam prakriti vaichitriyat vidyante matayo nrunam paramparyena keshanchit pashanda matayo pare.
Thus, due to the great variety of desires and nature among human beings, there are many different theistic philosophies of life which are handed down through tradition. There are also teachers who directly support atheistic viewpoints.
Yeah. So there are so many different. So evam ityuktopa samharaha. So keshamchit adhyayanadi sunyanam api upadesha paramparyena apare. So pakanda matayo veda viruddhartha mataya. That means they didn't study from the guru, but still they taught. Then what happened? Pakanda mata came. Pakanda, that means Pakhanda. So that means Brahmaji learned and he taught to his sons Manu, and Manu told to the Bhrigu, and all these rishis, they keep on telling to their children. But in some places, they somewhere some people what, they didn't study, but still they taught. Then what will happen? They didn't study the exam and they write. Then what will happen? Own concoction. So like this. Vedhartha Vyakhyana Vishaya. So that means evam ityukso. Keshanchit adhyayanadi sunyanam api upadesha paramparyena. So they are coming under the parampara and did. So next, manyama manmaya mohita diya purusha purusharshaba Sreyo vadantya nekantam yatha karma yatha ruchi.
O best among man, the intelligence of human being is builded by my illusory potency, and thus according to their own activities and whims, that they speak in innumerable ways about what is actually good for people.
Yeah. That means intelligence of human beings is builded by my illusory potency. And thus, according to their own activities and whims, they speak innumerable ways about what is actually good for people. So many now. So panthas, you will be seeing so many philosophies. Next, dharma meke yashaschanye kamam satyam dhamam shamam anye vadanti swartham va aishwaryam tyaga bhojanam kechid yagnam tapodanam vratani niyaman.
Some say that people will be happy by performing pious religious activities. Others say that happiness is attained through fame, sense gratification, truthfulness, self-control, peacefulness, self-interest, political influence, opulence, renunciation, contribution, sacrifice, penance, charity, vows, regulated duties, or strict disciplinary regulation. Each process has its proponent.
So some say that people will be happy by performing pious religious activities. Others say that happiness is attained through fame and so many different so philosophies. Everyone is having Tadeva aha dharma midi. That means some people take this is that means name fame is important. Some people say that so religious activities are important. Some people say that something is important like that. Mokshardi na pravarteta tatra kamya nishiddhayoho nitya naimitike kuryat pratyavaya jihasaya ityadi. That means some people say that religious activities are important. That means people who are desiring for the liberation, they should not follow any kamya karma and nishiddha karma. They should follow only nitya karma and naimittik karma, and also so that means prayaschitta karma. So like this, Yashaha Kavya Alankara Krutaha Yata Ahu. That means every field, that's the poets, they said that the Karma Mimamsaka says the Dharmam. That means one should follow the karma. And opposite to this is Vedantis, they say that Moksha. Moksha is important. So Karma Mimamsaka says that Kamya Karma is important. And Moksha Kamis, they say, so Nityanamiti Karma is important. And after that, some poets, they say, Kavis. Poet. So they say, Yavat Kirtana Manushasya Punya Lokeshu Giyate Tavat. That means, according to poets, the fame in this material world is important. If there is no fame, what is your life? Your death, your life is like death. So like this, everyone is having their own philosophies. Yogis say that Satyam Dhamma. So controlling the mind and senses. Yoga Shastras, they say that. And Anya Drushtardavad, Dandaniti Kruta. That means some people say that Dandaniti. So you should establish Dandaniti in the society. Like that, some people they say. So like this, everyone is having their own philosophy that is said here. Next 11th sloka. Adyantavanta sar evaisham loka karma vinirmita dukko darkanstamonishta kshudra manda sucharpita.
All the persons I have just mentioned obtain temporary fruits from their material work. Indeed, the meager and miserable situation they achieve bring future unhappiness and are based on ignorance. Even while enjoying the fruits of their work, such persons are filled with lamentation.
Yeah. So that means all the persons, they are all getting this kind of opinions who are having Adya Antavantam. Adya Antavanta Eva Esham Lokaha Karma Vinirmita. So whatever the results they are getting, they are all having beginning and ending. That means temporary results only they are getting. So that means that is not really the solution. Next, Mayarpita Manasabhya Nirapekshasya Sarvataha Mayatmana Sukam Yattat Kotasyad Vishayatmanam.
O Lord Uddhava, those who fix their consciousness on me, giving up all material desires, share with me a happiness that cannot possibly be experienced by those engaged in sense gratification.
No, yes. He Bhakti Mukhyatva Maha. After saying that these all different matas, but first that means Brahmaji, from there actually proper knowledge came. Then after that, many children are there, children to children, children to children, so many branches. But this knowledge is lost, and everyone started manufacturing their own philosophy, and all those philosophies are having the temporary results. But Bhakti is Mukhyam. That he said in this sloka. Bhaktehe Mukhyatva Mai iti yavat samapti. Till so ending of this chapter. So he is going to tell this bhakti. So he sabya maya paramananda rupena atma swarupena swarupa. That means bhakti. Mayarpita manaha sabya nirapekshasa sarvataha mayatmana sukam yattat kutaha syat vishayatmanam. That means by doing the bhakti, whatever the pleasure is coming, how can you get that kind of pleasure from the material objects, sense objects? It is not possible. Okay, shall we go or finish? That's it. Next chapters are like that only. That चलिए चले कल तो इसको पूरा करके नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में भी चले जाएंगे. अभी करेंगे इस चैप्टर को. वेरी अभी फॉर्म आ गया क्या मेरा? ओके चलो कम से कम 16 तक कर देंगे. अकिंचनस्य दान्तस्य शान्तस्य समचेतसः मया संतुष्ट मनसः सर्वा सुख मया दिशः.
One who doesn't desire anything within this world, who has achieved peace by controlling his senses, whose consciousness is equal in all conditions, and whose mind is completely satisfied in me, finds only happiness wherever he goes.
Yeah. So that means whoever is fixed their consciousness in the Lord, so then wherever he goes, he is happy. So that much only is, it's not. Akinchanasya means who is a Akinchana means who is Bhakta. Which Bhakta this is? Ananya Bhakta. Akinchana Bhakti or Ananya Bhakti are same. So he will be having the happiness everywhere. Wherever. Next, about the Bhakti's pleasure is said even further. Na paramesh, na parameshyam, na mahendra dishnyam, na sarvabhaumam, na rasadhipatyam, na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va mayyarpitatme chatit yadma vina mad vinanyat.
One who has fixed his consciousness on me desires neither the position or abode of Lord Brahma or Lord Indra, nor an empire on the earth, nor sovereignty in the lower planetary system, not the eightfold perfection of yoga, nor liberation from birth and death. Such person desires me alone.
Yeah. So that means Krishna is establishing the glory of the bhakti by comparing its pleasure with the pleasures derived from the other means, other sadhanas. So the bhakti pleasure is such a wonderful, so such a person is not at all accepting. So any pleasure in the Brahma Loka or the, so in the Indra Loka, any pleasure in the Indra Loka, those things he will never accepting. He will never get any desire for this. So like this, bhakti is established here as highest. Next, natata me priyatama atma yonirna shankara nacha sankarshano nashanir naivatma chayata bhavan.
My dear Uddhava, neither Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Shankarsha, the goddess of fortune, nor indeed my own self is dear as to me
Dear.
as you.
Are dear as to me as?
Is as dear to me as you are. Correct.
Is here R is given in this. Okay. So for that means no one is equal to devotee of the Lord, to the Lord. To the Lord, that means devotees are important, not the Brahma, Shiva, goddess of fortune, and so no. If they are not devotees, like example, Lord Brahma is not a devotee sometimes. The position, by seeing the position is not liking them. That is the main point. Post is not the point, but the devotion. If they are devotees, then they are also so dear to him. Next, nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anuvrajyamyaham nityam puye tatyangri renubihi.
With the dust of my devotees' lotus feet, I desire to purify the material worlds, which are situated within my. Thus, I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees, who are free from all material personal desires, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, peaceful, without any feelings of enmity, and of equal disposition everywhere.
Yeah. So devotees glorification is done once again here. So their lotus dust from their lotus feet is purifying the entire universe. Nirapeksha munin shanta nirvairi darsamadarshana anuvrajyamyaham nityam puyeta. That means it is purifying. So I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees who are free from all personal desire, wrapped in thought of my pastimes and equal disposition everywhere. So Krishna is following his devotees. So my devotees, so with the dust of my devotees' lotus feet, I desire to purify the material worlds. That means all the worlds are purified by the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees. Tadevam prema vishesha patratvena tadrusham bhaktin stutva gaurava vishesha patretvena bhakti vishesham. Prema, based upon, I think we are missing few slokas, okay, no problem. So here the respect of for the devotees is shown here. So how the devotees are respected is said here. They are really, so that means such a respect is given. So their dust from their lotus feet is used to purify all the universes. So that is the respect they are getting. Nirapeksham nishkama bhaktam ataha kshobha rahitam matsaryadi rahitam anyatra heyopadeya bhavana rahitam cha munim sri naradadi anuvrajami. That means Lord is also following his devotees. That means he hears his devotees' words. Yatha tadrusha nishka, because they are all completely free from all the matsaryam and so on. So that's why. Bhaktimaya sadhutva darshanena. Mam api bhakti vishesha jayate katam gopaniya. So mama api bhakti vishesha jayate katam gopanityaha puyeta iti. So tad bhakta nishkruti. Okay, the next sloka. Okay, we'll finish here. We'll see the tomorrow. Next. We'll finish the next chapter and also try to go into the next. Bus.
Tomorrow we'll have class or not?
Tomorrow is Sunday?
Saturday tomorrow. We should agree we can come and have class. No problem.
Tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow you want class, Ramakrishna Prabhu?
I don't mind, Prabhu. We can have.
Huh?
It's okay. We can have a class.
We can have.
Haribol, jai.
Chalo, tomorrow class kar denge bas.
Yes, Prabhu. We can
finish kar denge bas. Ek chapter
Prabhu, we are struggling here, Prabhu. Please show us some mercy.
Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.